Bluez Gypsies. Hey, a little flash update from the Bluez Gypsies. Well, after a very stressful past 3 weeks, we had issues with our hydraulic jacks coming down as we were going over the mountain. No place whatsoever to pull over. Thought I was gonna, every time we hit a bump and I'd hear that scrape the ground, I thought we were gonna rip the hydraulic jack out from underneath the RV. So we got over the mountain. This all happened when we left Tennessee and was going towards Hayesville, North Carolina. We got to our campground there and got a hold of a mobile RV company, Georgia, Florida mobile RV service. Super great people there. They took care of us. At first they thought it was a pressure switch. Turned out after the second hydraulic jack started coming down, they said, well, it's the jacks themselves. The O-rings inside of the jacks are shot, and it's creating a blow-by, which is allowing the jacks to come down. So they shopped around and found some jacks. We basically, for 3 weeks, killed time in Georgia going from state park to state park. We went to Fort Mountain State Park in Georgia, and that's where we saw the bear. That was a pretty crazy time. And then from there we went to Cloudland Canyon, and that was just south of Chattanooga, just barely in Georgia, but still was in Georgia. And the mechanic, Dana, super nice guy, he came to our campground and replaced them once we got 2 new jacks. Replaced them this past Monday, and now we are heading north on Interstate 85, and we're heading towards last campground in North Carolina before we, just south of Virginia state line. Falls Lake Recreation Area is where we're heading. Feels good to be back on track and heading north after having a detour for 3 weeks. Now we get back on track, keep heading north towards the Canada line. So anyways, now that you're all caught up, this is what it looks like going up Interstate 85. Now that we're back on track and heading north, we stopped just east of Durham at Falls Lake State Recreation Area in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Stayed there for a few days. The campground is really nice and very spacious. They attempted to make friends with the neighbors, but they weren't so receptive to him.
severe weather in parts of Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri, especially with damaging wind, hail, the risk for flash flooding, and even isolated tornadoes. Some of these nasty storms will be evening.
In the area, we found the remnants of this old general store. And as usual, we made some new friends while we were there. This is Baltimore, Maryland. Made it through our nation's capital, crazy ass traffic all the way. We got detoured off the interstate due to a severe accident. Put us right down in the heart of downtown Baltimore and went all the way across Baltimore. Insane. This episode's a bit different, more of a scenic voyage, you might say. We don't really have much of a schedule. We do have a couple of dates on the calendar we need to get to when we get up into Montreal. But until then, we're just going to enjoy this beautiful scenery. Pocono Mountains encompass a good portion of the Appalachian Trail. Although mostly inhabited by the Native Americans, the Dutch settled here around 1660, but they were forced to leave by the Brits in 1665. Yeah, here we go, the Bluez Gypsies cruising through the Pennsylvania mountains on our way to Connecticut. We're going to go to Woodstock, not New York, Connecticut. I don't know, there may be some dead hippies there left over, got confused. Oh, this ain't Woodstock. It's Woodstock, but this ain't Woodstock. Anyways, this is Schuylkill County Climb. Bluez Gypsies cruising through the Pennsylvania mountains.
Next stop these New Yorkers, they think of everything.
They don't call their rest areas. They're tech stops. Hey, what are you doing? Where are we going? You gonna take us to Connecticut? Huh? You gonna take us to Connecticut? Okay. Don't get us lost. The Bluez Gypsies taking you down through some New England neighborhood, down in the waterfront in Clinton, Connecticut.
Take the next left onto Causeway.
I think we'll take the next left on Causeway. Some lady just told me to do that, so maybe that's the way we'll go. Since we boondocked for nearly a week, we decided to splurge and hit up a KOA in Niantic, Connecticut. Got some much needed laundry taken care of, and we took in some brew pubs as well. We finally made it to Woodstock, Connecticut, and Sid's cousins took us to Treehouse Farm Brewery. It was quite magnificent. We also found this unique castle, the Chris Marks Castle. Gaining a fortune from creating exclusive hand-painting lead cast figurines, Chris Marks' ingenuity and inventive nature guided him to design this 35,000 square foot castle in a mystical forest land in Woodstock.